and waving a hand hello. Anybody else?
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo ABMO WV3K Phil in Canal Fulton. I'm going to be with no traffic there, Andy.
All right, you're the first one on the list who isn't in and out. All right, Phil, got you in there at slot number 9. Anybody else?
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Kilo Alpha.
I've got a very noisy K8VKA. What are you using, a dummy load?
Basically, rubber duck on a handheld.
All right, Josh, got you in there. You want me to throw Lucy in there as well? I heard her in the background.
Yes, please. KKA and KK flight today.
All right, there's still traffic. The net is still wrapping up on 015, but well, I guess I'll link it for you if that'll help. I don't know where you are, but you're just barely making this machine, and well, we'll get 015 hooked up. But if you're visiting your parents in Lorraine, actually 700 would probably work way better. Although you would not be hitting this repeater for Parade. All right, we'll get Lucy on the list too. One final call before I open up NetLogger and start checking people in. This is AP8MO.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo KE8TQR.
W3ATB with
All right, got Keith in there and got Eddie, KATQR and W3ETV. NetLogger is now open. This is AP8MO.
AB8MO KE8VZA.
K8VZA, AB8MO. Sounding large and in charge there, Eric.
Okay, thanks, Andy. That was my objective there. Just get a quick radio check. Thank you. KE8VZA monitoring.
W8WKY.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
Welcome to the BeaconNet pre-show. This is KE8VZA. Eric over here in Strongsville. I'll be your pre-show net controller. We are on 147.390 megahertz. Our PL tone is 114.8. This is the W8WKY 2-meter repeater, Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. So, Andy, our logger, AB8MO, has populated some call signs into the NetLogger screen. So if you have access to NetLogger, you might want to fire it up. The blue screen is a nice sideshow there to keep you occupied while we carry on the main show, and it can get quite hilarious. I'm going to take a break for time. Okay, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and do our Mickey Mouse roll call. We'll make sure everybody is up and running with no problems. So first on the list here we have our net control operator for the big show, Nick at Nite, KE8QKO. How are you doing tonight, Nick?
Hello, and hello on the net. Hi, this is KE8QKO. Yes, sir, I'm standing by. Just turned the radio up here at 9:30 and standing by for 10 o'clock to start up so I can run the big show. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, sir, KE8QKO.
All right, thank you, Nick. Good to hear you tonight. We'll be ready for the big show come 10 o'clock. So next on the list is Mike, KE8QWE, our main trivia man tonight. How are you doing tonight, Mike?
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, hello there, Eric and everyone. You sound fine. I'm sure I sound like me. I'm ready to go. So that being said, this is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Back to KE8VZA. See you later.
Thank you very much, Mike. You do sound like yourself indeed, which is a good thing. Good to hear you tonight. Next on the list is our logger, diligently pounding the keyboard there, AB8MO. How are you doing tonight, Andy?
All right, Mike. Not Mike. Eric. Just be careful not to key too quickly because it's going to make my job a whole lot harder if I don't hear what's going on Allstar. But I'm here trying to hold down the fort. I think I got everybody. I don't know who 88IO is. He might just be in and out. I don't know. But everybody else is checked in. So you got a nice running list. I am here and plan to stay here for the duration of the net. This is AB8MO.
AB8MO, KE8VZA. Very good, Andy. Thank you. Good to hear you. Let's see. Next on the list is Just Nick, KD8SLG. How you doing tonight, Nick?
KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric, and all here on the, which one is this? The BeaconNet. All you Beacon netizens. I'm out here, man. Good to hear you. KD8SLG, back to net control.
So, Just Nick, will you be sticking around for the big show tonight?
I have no responsibilities whatsoever. I will be here.
Excellent. Okay, very good to hear you. We'll clear with KD8SLG, and let's go down the list to the Squatch of Medina, KD8EPC. How you doing tonight, Dustin? And will you be hanging around? KD8EPC, KE8VZA. Are you out there, Dustin? Okay, nothing heard from Dustin. We'll circle back and check in with him in a little bit. Next on the list, let's see. Okay, well that brings us through our crew. So everybody's here and except for Dustin and sounding good. So next I will read off the list of call signs that we have checked in already. So you need not check in a second time. I'll take a break for time real quick. Okay, KE8VZA here, pre-show net controller for the BeaconNet. And so far we have on the list, here we go, WB4AIZ, N8WHR, WV3K, K5CFY, KE8VKA, KE8YUK, KE8TQR, W3ETB, KC0LRM, KE8YUG, AI5Q, W8KOC, KE8QFT, and KE8WA. I'm going to run this since it's pretty long thus far, and just check in with everybody and see if we're checking in, or if you're going to stay for the big show or not, and then we'll take regular check-ins after that. So regular check-ins, please stand by. First person on the list here, okay, Chuck was already in and out. WB4AIZ, N8WHR was in and out. So that brings us down to WV3K. Phil, how you doing tonight, Phil, and are you sticking around for the big show? WV3K, this is KE8VZA. If that was you, you were kind of breaking up there. You want to try again? Okay, Phil, if that was you, WV3K, you were breaking up considerably. I really could not copy anything. We'll come back up to you. I'm going to go ahead and go on down to, okay, K5CFY is on the list here. He's unavailable till net time. Next on the list is KE8VKA. Josh, are you sticking around for the big show, and how are you doing?
W8WKY.
KE8VZA, KE8KA. Good to hear you doing the pre tonight. Yeah, we'll be sticking around for the real big show. Looking forward alternate trip. Looking forward to it. We're doing all right here. Link right now because we're the hand making it into sitting here playing upward. It's kind of like a little a version of school letter to on top of each other. So she's winning by a lot. I speak English. I'll send it back to you, Eric. It's preamp. VKA back to KE8VZA.
KE8VKA, KE8VZA. Very good, Josh. Yeah, you're. I can copy most of what you're saying, but you drop out every now and then. Am I to assume that Miss Lucy will be hanging around as well?
KE8VZA, this is KE8. Yes, I'm around doing events and being the same time. Back to you.
KE8YUK, KE8VCA. Very good, Lucy. I pretty much all I got from that transmission was you are hanging around. So that's really good. We'll move on to Keith, KE8TQR. How you doing tonight, Keith? And are you hanging around for the big show?
KE8VZA, KE8TQR. I'll be around for the big show, Eric. Good to hear you. KE8TQR.
Very good, Keith. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8TQR, and we're going to move on down to Eddie, W3ETB. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And are you hanging around for the big show?
Yeah, hi, Eric. Yes, I'll be around. I'm going to be listening and participating and doing whatever needs to be done as far as listening and finding out what the main trivia is and the alternate trivia. So we'll be here. W3ETB, back to net.
Okay, Eddie, very good. Glad you're hanging around. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with W3ETB, and we'll roll on down to KC0LRM. Kelly, how are you doing tonight, Kelly? And will you be hanging around for the big show?
KQ0. Nope, I'm on the wrong one. This is Eric, not Nick. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll be hanging around and a lot going on here, and wouldn't miss it. Everybody out there have a good evening, and I hear you again shortly.
Thanks, Kelly. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KC0LRM, and we'll roll on down to KE8YUG. Josh, how you doing tonight? Will you be hanging around for the big show?
KE8VZA, this is KE8YUG, and it's good to hear you tonight, Eric. Sounding good, and yep, I'll be sticking around, hanging out. I'll send it back to you, KE8YUG.
Very good, Josh. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8YUG, and we'll go down to AI5Q. Jairus, how you doing tonight? And will you be sticking around for the big show?
KE8VZA from AI5Q. I'm doing pretty good tonight. Had kind of a rough start to the morning. The kids, we let them sleep in so we could go to later church. And 3 out of the 5 of them were grumpy about it. So they're not going to get to sleep in next week, that's for sure. We only did it because they didn't have Sunday school today, and so we didn't have to be there as early, but they're getting woken up next week for sure to get into church in time. And then near the end of the service, somebody had a seizure and was struggling quite a bit, and they called in the paramedics, and it was a whole deal. So it was not a good thing, and it was a little bit scary to see, but anyway, I'm not going to be sticking around for the big I will be listening, but I won't be able to transmit. I've got some other stuff going on around here that's going to prevent me from engaging in it. So mark me down as in and out. Appreciate you being out there, and I will be listening, but just not able to come back to you guys. AI 5Q back to net control.
AI 5Q, this is KE8VZA. Very good, Jairus. I hope the person that had the seizure is doing okay. We had a gentleman pass out at one of our services a few years ago, and there were about 5 of us that jumped out of our seats and ran to him. But he came to. They called EMS anyway. He was all right. Not sure what happened there, but it's always alarming when it happens in the middle of a service. Okay, we'll clear with AI5Q. And we will go down to WA8KOC. Fred, boy, that call sign sounds familiar. How you doing tonight, Fred? And will you be hanging around for the big show?
Eric, buddy, you're sounding really good tonight. Thanks for taking my check-in. I actually have the power on the microphone this evening, so it won't look like I wasn't really here, although I checked in on NetLogger. Good to hear you and everybody else this evening. Unfortunately, I will not be able to stick around for the big show, but I'm sure it'll be fantastic as always. And other than that, we'll just look forward to hearing everybody else on down the line somewhere. Everybody stay safe and stay frosty. We'll talk to you guys soon. KE8VZA, WA8KOC 73.
All right, Fred, good to hear you tonight. Yep, we'll stay frosty. We'll stay on our toes here. You have a good one. Good to hear from you. And we'll clear with WA8KOC. Next on the list, KE8QFT. This is KE8VZA. How you doing there, Fred? Will you be hanging around for the big show tonight? KE8QFT. This is KE8VZA. You out there, Fred? Okay, nothing heard. We'll circle back and check back in with Fred in a bit. Next on the list is KE8WA. Gary, how you doing, Gary? Will you be hanging around for the big show tonight?
Good evening. This is KE8WA. I'm going to try to be. This time and I was getting settled in. We run around the dog outside for a little bit. I'll be in and out, so I'll try to stick around for everything. So we'll catch you. I'll be around someplace sometime. So we'll be here. It's KE8WA.
KE8WA. Very good, Gary. Thanks for checking in, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. This is KE8VZA. Next on the list, I see KA8MNT. How you doing, Tom? Will you be sticking around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA. This is KA8MNT. Good evening, Eric, and everybody else on the pre-show. Let me see here. I don't think so. I will be listening, but I think my eyelids are going to be closing down before the big show's over. So we'll just hang in there and kind of listen as long as we can. Then we're going to crawl into the sack tonight, I think. So with that, I'm going to turn everything back over to KE8VZA. This is KA8MNT.
All right, Tom. Yeah, my eyelids are probably going to get a little heavy by the end of this, but I'll be hanging around. You're probably taking the smart way out there. But hey, very good to hear you tonight. We'll look forward to the critter report on the barometer net tomorrow, and a little humor at that. So we'll clear with KA8MNT, and we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and take some regular check-ins now. If you're wanting to check into the Beacon Net, please check in now.
Let's see, this is WB8 GKV, Whiskey Bravo 8 Golf Kilo Victor, Ed in Wadsworth, checking in. I'll be in and out tonight, though.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
Hello, Eric in the group. Kilo Echo 8, Mike Yankee, Chris Gamblers, K8MMY. I am not going to make it the whole trip tonight for sure. K8MMY.
Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Alpha, Neil and Bruce are in Riceland currently. I am mobile, so I will be in and out this evening.
AF5, JB, Spanatosis, what time?
Okay, let me pick it up there for a sec. This is KE8VZA, pre-net control. We had a mobile station that was doubling initially with another station. If you could please come back with your call sign and your name, mobile station, please.
KD8 RCP. The name is Ross. I am currently in Riceland.
Okay, Ross, I copied you, KE8RCP. Thanks for coming back. Let's go ahead and take a couple more regular check-ins. Please call now.
AF5.
Yeah, JB.
AF5. Spanatosis, what time?
Good evening. KC at FQV.
This is KE8VZA here, pre-net control for the Beacon Net pre-show. Let's go ahead and run down the list of who we have thus far. First on the last batch of check-ins, we have Joe, KE8VQX. How you doing tonight, Joe, and will you be hanging around for the pre-show?
KE8VZA, this is KE8VQX. Yeah, Eric, I'm going to make my best effort to stick around. It's way past my bedtime, but I'm trying to flip the body clock around for work. So if my head hits the keyboard, then just skip me. But I plan on sticking around. Thanks. KE8VQX.
Okay, Joe, very good. Thank you. And good to hear you tonight. Let's see, next on the list is WB8GKV. Ed checked in and out. Thank you for checking in, Ed. And next on the list is KE8MMY, Chris in Amherst. How you doing tonight, Chris? And I think I heard you say you were in and out. Could you confirm that, please?
Yeah, Eric, I'm just going to be in and out. I am whooped. I heard you getting check-ins, so I figured I'd give you one for the list, but I'm wiped. So good to hear everybody. Everybody have a good night. KE8MMY.
Very good, Chris. Get some rest there. Thanks for checking in. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8MMY. This is KE8VZA. Going down the list here. Next on the list we have WD8LLA. Neil, how you doing tonight, Neil? And will you be sticking around for the big show?
KE8EVA, WD8LLA. Good evening, Eric and everyone that's checked in so far. No, I just checking in on passing by. I've got an early doctor's appointment. I got a terrible cold, so I'll be back in the covers, but everything's cool here. Thanks for running the net, Eric. Back to you, WD8LLA 73, and back to net control.
Okay, Neil, thank you very much for checking in. Sorry to hear about your cold. Yeah, there's some of that stuff going around right now. Hopefully the doctor will fix you up tomorrow morning, and things will be good. Get some good rest tonight. Thanks for checking in. We're clear with WD8LLA, and we're going to move on down to KE8RCP. How you doing tonight? I think it was Ross, right? And will you be sticking around for the big show?
Yeah, the name is Ross. I'm going to correct that call sign. It's Kilo Delta 8, Romeo Charlie Papa. I will not be sticking around. I'll be kind of in and out. I'm running my route down here in Wayne County. I just wanted to check in, and it's been a few years since I've been on the radio, so I'm glad to be back, and hopefully I can make this more regular.
Okay there, Ross. We did get your call sign corrected to Kilo Delta 8, Romeo Charlie Papa. Thanks for checking in with us. Check back anytime. You're welcome. More than welcome. Also, don't forget the barometer net if you happen to be up at that ungodly hour of 7 a.m. Same frequency. Good to hear you, Ross. Thanks again for checking in, and be safe on your route tonight. We'll clear with KD8RCP and go down to Matt, AF5JB. How you doing tonight, Matt? And will you be sticking around for the big show?
Pretty much one and done. Got some other stuff to take care of, but good to hear from you and everybody else on the net. First of all, before I forget, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there, and happy weekend. Probably a mobile home. And got moved into it yesterday. Still working out some of the bugs on it, but I got a good deal on it, and should be getting paid off. Probably in no time, so I'll be mine. So, pretty excited about that. And, got done with that, and then when done my chores, got my laundry done, and all that, and then went to saw Peter Frampton, and he's still going, and still sounds good. Got done with that and saw a couple of friends out of town. Got back about 2:30 this morning. But other than that, I got that, and then I kind of hung around the house a little bit, and then had a beer and I went to bed. So on my Saturday night, and I was kind of just take it easy before the rest of the day today, and get ready to start a whole new week now. So anyway, that's all I got for now. You guys should just say week out there, and again, happy Thanksgiving, and try not to eat too much. And, hi. 73 and until next time, this is AFIGB Matt in the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And thanks for having me on, and good to hear y'all, and catch y'all next time. Back to the control.
Okay, Matt, thanks for checking in. Sounds like you've been busy. And Peter Frampton, that's pretty cool. Definitely. Have a good start to the week yourself, and we'll mark you down as in and out, and you have a very good Thanksgiving yourself. This is KE8VZA. Next on the list, we have our Northern Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing tonight, Mark, and will you be hanging around for the big show?
All right, yep, KC8FQV. Been doing pretty good tonight on that. I stopped Sunday night net, stopped the 6-meter group, went out to southwestern Ohio down there at the Bark group. They had their net, checked in there. So we'll stay around tonight. So KC8 back to net control. I even promoted our net over on the Sunday night group. So back it comes, KC8FQV.
Okay, Mark. Hey, thanks for the promo there on the other net. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you tonight. And let's see, that brings us down to the end of the list. It is time. It is time for the big show. So without further ado, I will turn it over to our net controller, Nick at Nite, KE8QKO. How you doing, Nick?
Doing fine, Eric. Thank you very much, sir, and fine business on the pre-show. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, and I will be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here at the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset, with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink WWKY-R. This is a direct net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma that you drop in and various other repeaters, so we ask you to key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. Nothing heard. Stations that have not already checked into the Beacon, the pre-show that would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is KB0 ROG, Kilo Bravo 0, Roman Oscar Tango, Combat Mobile, South Dakota. We're going to be in and out there. Over.
All right, I'm going to take it right there. I had a pileup. Looks like it was WD8MIU we have in, and then we have another station that is Romeo Oscar Tango. That's what I have a net logger. I don't know if that was a station from South Dakota or not, but if your call sign is Romeo Oscar Tango and you just tried to check into the Beacon Net, please come back again, please.
Yeah, okay, I just got a moment here. It's KB Romeo Oscar Tango, KB0 ROG Combine Mobile, South Dakota. Just a quick check in and out, and 73s.
All right, copy that, sir. I have KP0 ROT from South Dakota. Look at the blue screen. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct, sir. KB0 ROG, and we are in South Dakota. Name air scan Kilo Echo November. We're on the corn. Gotta go here. 73s.
Not a problem, sir. Thank you very much for getting back to me there. We got you checked in and out, and it's good to hear from you. All right. Are there any additional check-ins for the VicaNet? Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 8 Echo Yankee KC8 EEY Dave from East Sparta, and we're going to be in and out.
All right, at KC8 EEY Dave for in and out. Thank you, sir. Any additional check-ins for the VicaNet?
Victor Kilo Delta Whiskey AQEY Robert in Sydney.
All right, I have VK2DY Robert. I'm going to say, Robert, that was really scratchy, or somebody was stepping on you. I think somebody might have been stepping on you, so that was scratchy. If there was another check-in at the same time with Robert there, can you come back with your call sign again? All right, I have Kilo Delta 5, Oscar Whiskey Delta Rustin. I don't have a preferred name for you, so I'll call you Rustin. Coming in from Springdale, Arkansas. Looks like you're also very, very scratchy there, sir. So we got you in there. We heard your call sign, but aside from that, it was pretty tricky to pick out. I got most of the content from NetLogger here. So are you sticking around, or are you going to be in and out?
In and out, showing my for check-in. So we'll be in and out here. Oscar with Delta clear.
Copy that, sir. Thank you very much. Good to hear you out there. Maybe we can get a better connection next time. And we got you down there for in and out. We have two check-ins to the blue screen. We have KI5TAQ and KI5TAY checking in for the blue screen. Are there any additional check-ins for the VicaNet? Please call now.
Kilo 5, Oscar Sierra Bravo, K5OSB, Lloyd in Tulsa, in and out.
K8QF, Fred in Medina.
All right, I have K5OSB, who is in and out, and I have K8QFT, Uncle Fred from Madonna. Are there any additional check-ins? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to take it there. Looks like K8QFT Uncle Fred checked in the pre-show and checked in now, so we'll get you in there earlier, Fred, with your first check-in when you get around to comments. So I will take you off of my current list, and we'll rely on the pre-check list. And that, I think, is going to put us at the bottom of our list of check-ins for the VicaNet. And if you have not checked in and you want to check in, we will get back to you. There will be another round of check-ins once these first rounds of comments are taken care of. All right. I'm going to go up to the top here, and I am going to talk to our trivia masters. Now I'm going to start with K8QWE Mike. How you doing, Mike? And what is your trivia question for the evening?
Echolink, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, hello there, everyone. Okay, the trivia question is radio related. It should be relatively easy, but you never know. What is the difference between DBD and DBI in regards to antenna gain? A, DVD is for digital broadcast, and DBI is for international broadcast. B, DVD is a fictional antenna measure, and DBI is for isotropic antennas. And C, DVD compares an antenna gain against a dipole, and the DVI measures a perfect unidirectional antenna. And D, they are both the same. Again, well, what is the difference between a DVD and a DVI in regards to antenna gain? DVD is for digital broadcast, and DVI is for international broadcast. B, DVD is a fictional antenna measure, and DVI is for isotropic antennas. DVD compares an antenna gain against a dipole, and DVI measures a perfectly unidirectional antenna. And D, they are both the same. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this in the blue screen, and then I'll pass this on back. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, KE8 QKO.
All right. Thank you there, Mike. That's a fine question. I'm going to take my prerogative definitely to take on that one and reread it a couple of times in the blue screen. So, yeah. All right. Next, we're going to go down to KI5, DAY Allen, to get the alternate question read for us. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Hey, Nick. Yeah, meanwhile, third attempt later, I finally got it correctly in the blue screen. It took me times to get it right, I think, with the editing of the spelling and different things. I was having issues. I was rushing in here to get it all put in there. But anyway, pardon any typos. My bad. But the last one, the third one I posted, should be correct. So again, no Googling the answers, no eye gouging, and no throwing things at your siblings. So give me just 1 second. Get this. All right, tonight's alternate trivia question is as follows. Which of these personal belongings of Albert Einstein is stored in a lockbox in New York? Is it A, prototype camera lens set that was used to show light anomalies? Was it B, his eyeballs? C, never publicly viewed documents Einstein wrote to try and prove there is humanoid life on other planets? Or D, Einstein's family tree that showed us he was fourth cousins to Colonel Cornwaldo Bean? Let me reread that. And of course, Jairus caught my typo. Zip it, Jairus. Which of these personal belongings of Albert Einstein is stored in a lockbox in New York? A, prototype camera lens set used to show light anomalies. B, his eyeballs. C, never publicly viewed documents Einstein wrote to try and prove that there is humanoid life on other planets. Or D, Einstein's family tree that showed he was fourth cousins to Cornwaldo Bean. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. Another fine question. I'm going to think on that one as well. It's a couple tricky ones tonight, so we'll see how the log plays out. Thank you, sir, for those trivia questions there. And before I continue, I'm going to say this is KEAQKO on the WWKY repeater, going through our list of check-ins to the Beacon Net. We are going to start, well, we have two in-and-out check-ins we're going to start with, so we're not going to start with them. I'm going to announce them. That's WB4AIZ Chuck and N8WHR Mike. And our first non-in-and-out check-in is WB3K Phil. How you doing, Phil? And what traffic do you have for us this evening? Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Phil, this is KEAQKO on the WWKY repeater. Do you have comments for the Beacon Net this evening? All right, nothing heard there. Perhaps still had to step away and hear recheck with us a little bit later. Next, we're going to go down to K5. CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And what traffic do you have for the Beacon Net this evening?
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec. Kilo Oscar. This is Charlie Foxtrot Yankee. Good evening, Nick, and Barometer Nannisons. Good to hear you on there, Nick. And Eric, you did a great job on the pre-show. Appreciate that. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I was listening. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to get the trivia questions out of the way. I'm going to go with Bravo and Charlie. That's B and C. So we'll give that back to you there, Nick. Like I said, great job. We'll clear with you, and have a great net. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. K5CFY.
Thank you, Ray. Got your trivia answers down as Bravo and Charlie, and happy Thanksgiving to you. And on that note, just a reminder to everybody, Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve, will be another Beacon Net. And so if you are not prepping a turkey, or you want to have some time off after maybe getting some takeout because you're going to cook a big dinner the next day, make sure you check in with us and talk to Dustin the Sasquatch, who will be running that net. Just throw that out there right now. Next, we go down to K8 VKA. Josh, how you doing, sir? Good to see you at the club net, or the club meeting. And what are your traffic for the evening?
K8QKO, K8VKA. Good evening, Nick. Good evening to everybody in the net. Hope you're all having a good day today. Let's see. What happened today? Oh, I finished the attic in the garage. That was cool. I was happy with that. Got some stuff thrown in there. It's like a little one-car garage, so I'm trying to use the space as efficiently as I can. So I just threw down some plywood up in the rafters, so that was cool. Nice to have that done. What else? Been just helping my buddy try to, we got his Yaesu 6000R hooked up in his car. That was cool. And kind of trying to find sounds like he's going to get a radio for his wife for Christmas, so that's cool. So that's neat. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out my trivia question. So Alan's, I'm going to go with Delta, Einstein's family tree that showed he was fourth cousins to Colonel Cornwaldo Bean. Let's see. For Mike's question, I'm really not sure. So I'm going to go with C, because C is typically a good answer to go to when you don't know. So, anyways, with that, thanks for running the net, Nick. And I'll say 7 threes, and everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you further down the log. K8VKA, back to K8QKO.
All right, thank you, Josh. Catch that for Charlie and Delta. And I was just corrected. This Wednesday night is a special net. It is a Just Nick only net. He will run the entire thing to his prerogative, and it will be his deal. There will be nobody else but Just Nick. There'll be only Just Nick, and there'll be all but Just Nick. So when you check in on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, before you get your turkey feast on, get ready to talk to Just and only Nick. All right, thank you, sir. And next, go down to K8YUK, Lucy. And it was good to get a face-to-face with the Yuck on last week. So, Lucy, take it away.
K8QKO, this is K8YUK. First of all, yeah, it was great to have a face-to-face. I'm sorry I wasn't more inviting or social. I have had such a ridiculously full month. I'm running on fumes for all social interactions. It's tough. And that's not even counting Thanksgiving coming up. But hopefully my cousins and my brothers will cause enough shenanigans that I can just sit back and watch. Oh, darn, I had something I was going to say. Oh, it dawned on me the way you said that it's Just and Only Nick this Wednesday. First of all, how much more pitiful a nickname it would be to be Only Nick versus Just Nick. Somehow that just tugs the heartstrings more. You wouldn't want to say that it's Only Nick. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've been called Just Lucy before, where hey, this That's kind of sad. The other thing is, I had a great alternate trivia question, and I didn't know that it was just Nick being just Nick. So we're going to have a slightly off-themed alternative trivia the next time I pick it up because I planned for the day before Thanksgiving. So it is what it is. I'm not changing it. Y'all are stuck with it. And Betty's being a nuisance. She's still awake. Not a nuisance. She's great. She's super cute. Case in point. But she did not get a nap today. We had such a weird schedule with going to Mass at 1 instead of our usual, and she didn't nap normally, and then she slept for super long, and now she's still awake, so it's just grand. But that's what's going on over here. K8YUK returning. See, this is why we put the timeout timer on the radio, and as much as I like to be mad about it, it's why we put the timeout radio. But I gotta stop. Anyway, trivia. For the main, you are asking the wrong person. I really don't know, so I'm gonna go with Josh has told me Charlie. So whether or not that's true or just the easiest answer, I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Charlie. And for Alan's, scrolling. I think that it's B, his eyeballs. That's what I'm going to go with. Lucy is the patron of eyes, so blame her. With that, I will let you all go because I could take up the whole thing by myself. KE8YUK wishing everybody a great night. God bless, sleep well, and stay warm, and have a great week. This is KE8YUK, back to Net Control.
All right, thank you, Lucy. We'll put you down there for Charlie and Bravo. And yeah, you have an adorable little girl there. And it's funny, I see her last Thursday at the meeting, and then this weekend I went to my niece's. It was her last band performance. She's a senior in high school, so I can see how you look at a young child, very very young baby, and a fully grown young woman, and yeah, they don't stay cute forever. So enjoy the cuteness while you can. Eventually, they get busy, they have lives, and sometimes you might just be tagging along for the ride for a bit there. But yeah, it's all good times. Eventually, they grow up, they move on, and you can enjoy your empty nest, if you will, once all your kids are gone. Anyway, thank you, ma'am. It's good to see you. Good to talk with you. And this is KEAQK on the WWKR repeater, where I'm going to go next down to K8TQR and talk to Keith. How you doing, Keith? So what traffic do you have for the net this evening?
KEAQKO, KE8TQR. Good evening, Nick. You and the rest of the crew, Andrew and Eric, are doing a fine job on the net tonight. I do thank you for running it. And good evening to everyone else on this fine net. Hope everyone's weekend was great. I hope everyone got a chance to get out and enjoy what sunshine we have. And I know the temperatures weren't that warm, but they were okay. And it's about to change here in the next day or so. So hopefully you had a great weekend. And let me see. Let me get to the trivia because I know if I keep rattling on, I'll forget them. The main trivia question, I'm going to go with C for Charlie. And the alternate trivia question, I'm going to go with A because I'm really hoping it's not B. And I don't think Albert was interested in extraterrestrial people. And, well, I could go with D, but I'm going to go with A for that. So it's C and A. Put that down for me. Let me see. I hope everyone's week goes well as well, and I hope everyone has a great holiday this Thursday, and I wish everyone a great and happy Thanksgiving, a safe one as well. I do hope that you each get to spend it with family, friends, and loved ones and have a great time. With that, I guess I'll send it back to you, Nick, at Net Control. Thanks again for running the net, and this is KE8TQR saying 73 and Thanksgiving all.
All right. Thank you, Keith. KE8TQR. I got you down there for Charlie and Alvin. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Next, we go down to W3, ETB Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? And what traffic do you have for the Beacon Net this evening?
Yeah, hi, Nick. Well, not a whole lot of traffic right now. I was just here trying to stay awake. I did catch both of the trivia questions, and I guess, I heard somewhere along the line, or read somewhere along the line, vicious measurement, and I can't remember if it has something to do with the antenna measurement or something. But anyway, I'm going to go with D because I don't know, they're probably both the same thing, I guess. D is the main one, and I'll agree with Keith there. Alternate one for Allied, he's related to Colonel. Can't even pronounce that. Anyway, turn back to net, and I'll say 73, and have a great night, everyone. W3, ETB back in, and I'll be clear.
All right, thank you, Eddie. Got you down there for Bravo and Alpha. Next we have KC0LRM. Kelly, how you doing, sir? And what traffic do you have for the net this evening?
Hey, thanks for getting me in there, Nick. Not a lot going on here. Get my trivia answers out of the way first. For the first one, I'm going to go C, and I think it was the isotrope in the dipole. And I think for the second one for Allen's, I'm going to go with D, Colonel Waldo Bean's family tree. Not a lot going on. I spent yesterday all down a ladder working on gutters and doing a little antenna rearranging, and so I didn't do anything today because after going up a ladder about 100 times, I didn't feel like doing any more today. So didn't do much today at all. So that's about it here. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving and be safe if you're traveling, and keep your radio on in case you need it. And that's about all I got. And thanks for running the net. And thanks for, I think is it Eric or is it Alan? Or I forgot who's logging. Whoever who's logging, thank all y'all over there for running the Beacon net. And we appreciate it down here in Tulsa. And I'm sure everybody else does around the world that logs in. All right, well, everybody have a good week and be safe. Back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Charlie and Delta. Next, we're going to go on to K8YUG. Josh, how you doing, Josh? What traffic do you have for us? What traffic do you have for us this evening?
QKO, it's good to hear you, Nick. Great hearing everybody else out there tonight, and definitely looking forward to Wednesday. And that sounds interesting. We'll go with the trivia here. The first one, the main trivia, I'm going to go with C, the one about the antenna gain. Not really sure, and I'm also not sure about the alternate trivia, but I'll go with A, the prototype camera lens one. And, yeah, it was a good weekend, though. We got to see family, mom and dad, and brother, and his family, and sister-in-law and everybody, niece and nephew. So it was a good time, and it was just a good time. You know, it was clear skies. Got to stand outside and look up at the stars, and kind of, you know, you get to do that often, and with the light pollution and everything, so it's a little bit darker out there. Just enjoyed that, and guess I'm in vacation mode. I got next week off, and just trying to hang out, take it easy, and we got chores and stuff done today. We don't have to think about that, you know, start the week off. Got a couple things I got to do this week, but all in all, it should be a good week, and I'll be around, you know, it should be around still in the morning for the barometer net and all that, keep things going there, so look forward to that as well, but yeah, well, hey, I'll be around Wednesday. If not, you know, if people aren't here or whatever, everybody have a good Thanksgiving, and YUG, back to net.
All right, thank you, Josh. I think we only got your primary question of Charlie. Can you come back with your alternate answer, please?
That'd be SK8YUG A Alpha, the one about the, I think it was the one about the prototype camera lens. K8YUG, back to net.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down there for Charlie and Alpha. The next two stations here were in and out. That was AF5Q and WA8KOC. Next we have K8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? And what do you have for us this evening? Kilo Echo Echo back Foxtrot Tango, Uncle Fred. I know you checked into the pre-show and you checked into the Beacon Net. I'm ready for your traffic, sir. Go ahead and take it away.
I would say the answer to the trivia is Bravo and Charlie. I'm having some minor technical difficulties. Nothing big, I just can't be heard when I use the radio. But I'll work on it. How about them Browns? 7-3. Super Bowl, baby. K8 QFT. Back to net control.
All right, Fred, thank you. Yeah, 7-3. That's doing pretty good, actually. Hey, if you need perhaps you might have a family member that can help you with that radio problem if you're having it. I'm sure there's probably one nearby that you could maybe call and see if they happen to know anything about ham radio. Yeah, go through the list, see what you find. But thank you, Fred. It's good to hear from you, and I hope you're all doing well. It's good to see you at the club meeting. And next we have KE8WA, Gary. How you doing, Gary? What traffic do you have for us this evening? Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Alpha, Gary from Sandusky. I don't have you marked as in and out, sir, so if you have traffic at the Beacon Net, please call now.
K8QKO, here's Kilo Echo Whiskey Alpha. Okay, Nick, what I'm going to say is, as far as Einstein goes, taking the answer out of the back of my head, to say A, the camera. And the other answer is, hang on a second. I'm going to say D, because BDB compares antenna gain against dipole, and the DBI is against isotropic source, which is on the directional antenna. So A for Einstein and C for the antenna. Over. K8WA.
All right, thank you, Gary. Catch you there for Charlie and Alpha in the order of our questions. That's for the net logger in case he needs it. Thank you for getting in with us. Good to hear from you. This is K8QKO and the WWKY repeater going through our list of check-ins for the Beacon Net this evening. Our next station, K8MNT Tom was in and out, and we are now down to K8VQX Joe. How you doing, Joe? And what do you have for us this evening?
KE8QKO. This is KE8PQX. Hello, Nick, and everybody on the net. Like I said, this is way past my bedtime, and in my whole year and a half of being a ham, this is the first time I've actually been able to, or have allowed myself to participate in the Beacon Net. So glad to be here for the first time. Let's see, got up this morning and I have a new ID52 HT with D-Star in it. I've never played with D-Star, so I was goofing around with that this morning with varying degrees of success. KD8 SLG was giving me a hand there too. Then finally cleaned up the yard, I think, for the last time with the leaves, I hope. And then I made a mediocre Thanksgiving dinner since I won't be around. I'll be working during Thanksgiving, and so the nephew who lives here and I had the turkey turned out okay. Everything else was sort of mediocre, but he gets two more. He's got 2 more Thanksgivings to go to, so lucky him. Anyway, as far as the trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie and Charlie. My best guesses. So anyway, thanks for running the net, Nick, and thanks for having me. This is KE8VQX, back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. Yeah, it's a little past my bedtime as well, but I'm on here anyway. So good to hear from you. Glad you're able to get in. I always appreciate it. We had 5 stations after you that were checked in and out. I'm going to run through them real quick. That was WB8GKV, KE8MMY, WD8LLY, KD8RPC, and AF5JB. Next, that takes us down to KC8FQV. Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what traffic do you have for us this evening?
All right. KC8, Fox Queen Victor. Well, on the trivia, I'm going to say, I think was the alternative is going to be B, and the main one's going to be C. So I'm going to take the alternative question, B, and the main one is C. So, cause I think the alternative was Allen's, I think. So, it would be B and C. So, everything else went good today. And, yeah, I did a lot of net today. Even promoted this net just beforehand. And the RCWA just before we got here. I even did the Sunday night net. So, I'll probably have a good sleep tonight. Hopefully I can get up in the morning early enough to get in with them on the barometer net and Jim's pre-show, where he sometimes gets it so tangled up he has to it gets to be like a fur ball sometimes. Never can tell until it starts. So let's send it back to net, KC8FQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. Gosh, down there for Bravo and Charlie before Christmas, so happy Thanksgiving to you. And next we had KD8 or KD2 HCE Chris was in and out, and then we have WD8 MIU. There's a man I have not talked to in quite a while, Wade from sunny Florida. How you doing, Wade? It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, hello, Nick. Good to hear your voice. And you said it's past your bedtime, but you're pretty well for sleeping. Trivia, let me think. I'm going to go with B and A. BA. So B will be Mike's and A will be Alan's. Other than that, good hearing everybody's voices there. I heard Fred come in there, and he must have been coming on Echolink. I checked in on Echolink, but I finally get my Allstar Node to work. I was having trouble checking in on that, or getting it to come up properly. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see if I can get in here Wednesday night for just Nick, but we'll have to see how that goes. Other than that, thanks for everything everybody does for the Beacon Net to keep everything going. And Nick, refresh my memory. It's been so long since I got up early in the morning to check into the barometer net. but I think it starts with 7, but correct me if I'm wrong. So back over to you, Nick. WD8MIU.
All right, Wade. Yeah, I had to check my notes for a second there because I'm not up that early usually. Well, I'm up. I usually get my kid up for school and get him ready for school, and then sometimes I lay back down for a half hour, and I usually miss the barometer net. But yes, 7 a.m. except for Sundays, every day. So that's your time for the barometer net. And it's good to hear from you, Wade. Guys down there for Bravo and Alpha. Then we have 2 in and out check-ins after you. That is KB0ROT and KC8EY. That takes us down to VK2DY. Robert from Sydney, Australia. Going into summer, Robert, I'm jealous. It's getting cold here. Snow's creeping up on us. So I'm jealous of your summer. But I know we'll have summer when you have winter, so there's always that. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
Good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY, indeed, in northwestern Sydney. 2:39 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It is just on 80 Fahrenheit and overcast. It's supposed to rain either later today or tonight, but at any rate, it's not raining at the moment. It's just overcast. And yes, it is moving into summer. And as the heat comes, I like to say it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Anyway, other than that, the questions. Let's take Charlie for the first one. And the second one, the eyeballs are just too weird to not be true. So I'll go with, I think that's Bravo, Einstein's eyeballs. It's just too weird to not be true. Anyway, I'll take that one. And other than that, I finally side-loaded DroidStar onto my iPhone, so I've got the DroidStar up and running on my iPhone. It works beautifully. Apple is so restrictive as to what they allow on there, but being able to side-load it in, it works, and it's fun to have it on my iPhone, checking into all the digital nets. Anyway, thank you so much for taking my check-in, VK2DY. Back to net.
W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.
Thank you, Robert. 80 degrees for Christmas. I don't know. To me, that seems a little strange. For me, used to having cold and hoping for snow. So, yeah, glad you enjoy that. And I'm glad it's Christmas time. Can you come back with the answer for your primary question again? We only have the alternate answer down as Bravo.
I should always give it in phonetics. Charlie. C. Charlie for the primary question. VK2DY.
All right, thank you, sir. Guys, I'm there for Charlie and Bravo, and this is K8QKO and the WWKY repeater going through our check-ins for the BeaconNet. Our next check-in was in and out. That was KD5OWB, and we are now down to KI5 TAQ Taco Tim. All right, Tim, tell us about some tacos because I'm getting hungry.
Well, good evening, guys. Talk about tacos or Mexican food. My wife and I, we went to a place called Ted's, and they serve up some excellent Mexican food, and it is delicious. And you got a chance to build the bowl to go with it. So that's that. The trivia question for the main question, I'll possibly go with Alan's question. Well, I'd possibly go for A, and that's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to stick to it. And you all have a good Thanksgiving. This is KI5TAQ.
All right. Thank you, sir. Oh, you said D. Okay, my net logger picked that up. And actually, when you said your answer for the primary question, it scratched on my radio, and I couldn't tell if it was B, C, or apparently D. But we got you down there for Delta and Alpha. Thank you, sir. Then next, we go down to KI5, DAY, Alan. How you doing, sir? And what is your air traffic for the evening?
KI5DAY, wow, I wasn't paying attention to the screen there. I was just at the blue screen. Occasionally, I like to talk in the blue screen a little bit. Not very often, but once in a while I chime in. Hi. But yeah, primary answer, I'm going to go with Delta. It just sounds too good not to be true, and I'm not going to answer my own question because I was told what the answer was. Anyways, it's interesting, though. I like to listen to the observations of the alternate questions that people come up with because, there's always one correct answer. There's always a couple of throw-offs out the top of my brain that just comes to my head, and I just throw something out there. But it's just funny to hear people's observations of why they think what the answers are. And some of them are interesting, and some are right, but many are wrong. But anyway, we'll find out tonight how wrong and right we are. Let's see. Right now, from what I'm showing, though, prototype lens has taken a strong lead. I say a strong lead. It's a couple ahead of C, which is the humanoid life of Einstein's theory on humanoid life on other planets. But yeah, it's always interesting to see how people answer these questions. And I haven't studied a tech or a general or an extra guide in so long. I bet you I couldn't even pass a ham test these days. Let me let this drop. But I am on vacation, which I'm rather enjoying. I've been busier than a plastic surgeon in Hollywood lately, trying to get things done. A lot more stuff to do before vacation's over, and I'm hoping to maybe even take a little road trip if everything works out in my favor, but we'll see if it does or not. With that, I guess I'll shoot it back to you there, and great net as always, KI5DAY. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Alan. Did you say your primary answer was Delta? Is that right?
QSL, Delta, KI5DAY.
All right, got you on there for Delta for the primary and Zulu for the alternate. Thank you, sir. And next we have an in and out, which was K5OSB. And we are now down to KI5RFI, Mac. How you doing, Mac? And what traffic do you have for us this evening?
Well, good evening, Nick. First of all, can you hear me on this radio?
Yes, sir, we can.
Alrighty, this will be my very first time coming into this net on an actual radio. Didn't even know it was possible. I'm coming in on 147.375 West Arkansas here. My answer to the trivia questions are going to be B and C, I think. And I've been busy here mowing the yard and getting it all cleaned up, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Got the kids and the grandkids coming over this week, so looking forward to it. So anyhow, back to net control.
All right, Mac, got you down there for Bravo and Charlie, and have fun having the family over. It's a good holiday weekend to do stuff like that. Our next station is marked on my screen as in and out, but I saw him on the blue screen talking about watching a football game. So I'm going to say, just in case he's not really in and out and he wants to pass some traffic our way, I'm going to call out for KL7 Frozen Radio. I know your marks is in and out, but if you want to come in with traffic, you can call that.
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard there. This is K8QKO and the WWKR repeater for the Beacon Net this evening. All right, and we are at the bottom of our list of check-ins. If there's anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Perhaps it's going to be a slow one. I guess we'll go up to the Beacon Net crew and get some traffic. We're going to get our talk to everybody. We're going to get all of our comments and all of our trivia answers. All of our trivia answers from the Beacon Net crew, not the answers to the questions yet. So if you are asking a question when I call on you, do not give me the answer to that question. And we're going to start with, where are we at here? K8VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for us this evening?
KEUKO. This is KE8VZA. Good to hear you tonight, Nick. Good to hear everyone else. Before I forget, I'm going to dive right into my trivia answers. So the first trivia question from Mike sounds really, really familiar. I know I've heard this somewhere recently. I'm going to go with Charlie. Answer Charlie. Okay, alternate trivia. I don't know. This one's from Alan. The eyeballs, that might actually be the one, but could very well be a detractor. So for me, it's kind of, between A and C. I'm going to go with Alpha. Prototype camera lens that's for light anomalies. That seems more up the alley of where Einstein was working usually. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. Got finished running my feed line out from my radio room to the back of the house and hooked up my homebrew 10-meter dipole out there and moved it from out of the radio room out into the great wild outdoors, and it seems to have received a lot better. I haven't really talked on it yet, but it's really interesting. It's a lot quieter than it was. My back is killing me right now, though. I have an Antron 99 in the basement from the old 11-meter days that I'm going to hook up and try to work with on 10 meters and maybe some other bands. We'll see what happens. The internet comments seem to suggest it might work on a few other bands as well. That's nice. I'd like to thank my crewmates, Nick at Nite, Mike, Andy, Alan, for all contributing to the net tonight, and thanks for everybody for checking in. And this is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Congratulations on getting your feed line out there and getting that dipole set up. And next, we're going to go down to K8QWE Mike for his trivia, or for his net comments, but not his trivia answer, except for the alternate question, because we need that. All right, Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Well, hello, everybody. The alternate. I'm going to need to go with A. I really don't know. Albert Einstein, I think, was a little bit off the wall. He was obviously an incredibly intelligent man, but I think he's a little off the wall. So I'm going to go with A. I really don't have a whole lot to report. I've been sick. I started last night, and I still feel lousy today. I don't know what it is. I was telling my wife, I said, I probably have COVID or something like that. So, oh well, I'll survive. I've been through a lot worse. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and pass this back to Nick at Night, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8QKO. Hello, Nick.
All right, Mike. Feel better, son. Feel better. I guess that Stacy don't feel well, but yeah, hopefully you feel better soon. And I'm gonna go with my trivia answers. I'm gonna throw them out there. I'm gonna go with Alpha and Charlie. So the net logger Andy can put me down down for those. And with that, we will go next down to AB8MO Andy and get his comments for the net this evening. Andy, take it away.
Okay, I'm the world's worst net logger, apparently. This is AB8MO. Okay, well, I know precisely where Mike got that trivia question, so that's why I put abstain. So, there. I'm trying to think, Uncle Fred had mentioned about the Browns and Super Bowl, and that reminds me about, I guess he was about my age. I just turned 40, so about my age and older might remember the comedians Big Chuck and Little John, who used to have a skit show on Channel 8, WJW Television. A lot of their stuff's on YouTube, and the skit that came to mind was one that they put on involving the Browns winning the Super Bowl, and it was a skit where it was a scene of hell, and there were people in Cleveland and from Cleveland down in hell, of course. So the devil would, I think one of them was he turned the temperature up higher, and the people from Cleveland were just making doing just fine, and did a few other things, and basically just to prove that Clevelanders are very rugged. But the last one was the devil turned the temperature down so hell froze over, and then the guy was jumping up and celebrating and saying that the Browns had won the Super Bowl. I cannot find that on YouTube anywhere, but I did find one of my favorite skits that's simply entitled Chase, C-H-A-S-E. Just look up Big Chuck, Little John, and Chase. That's one of my favorite skits from Big Chuck and Little John. So now that I gave you all that local nomenclature that nobody cares about, let me drop it here. And, well, you know what? I think I already gave my answer. Abstain and Delta. Back to that, AB8MO.
All right, thank you, Andy. I do remember Big Chuck and Little John. I'm sure a number of people here do. I don't remember all the skits, but I remember them. I remember one time the Summit County Fair, I think I got Big Chuck's autograph one of them. I think they were both there. I got one of their autographs when I was at the Summit County Fair when I was a kid. But yeah, good times, and thank you for your comments. Next, we go down to KD8 SLG, only Nick. Only Nick. How you doing, sir? What traffic do you have for us this evening?
KD8QKO. This is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick, and all of the Beacon netizens. Let's get trivia out of the way real quick. I'm going with Charlie for the first one. I did some research on that some time ago when I was comparing antennas, and one company would always use DVD, another company would use DBI, and you add 2.14 or subtract 2.14 depending on which direction you're going to make them even, or at least in the same vernacular. And I do believe that was a topic at Thursday night's club meeting. It's a good meeting, by the way. So Charlie there, and of course for the second one I'm going to go with Delta. Cornwaldo beans, you will find, are woven throughout history. They're in a whole bunch of old photos. It's sort of like playing Where's Waldo? So Delta for that one, and he's actually a second cousin to J. Robert Oppenheimer. Go figure. What else? Wednesday night, Wednesday. I'll be here. I hope to hear a bunch of you jump in and out. I'm going to start the show at 9:30, cold open, and we'll play around until it gets thin. Looking forward to it. Should be fun. If I don't talk to you, have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. yesterday, let's see, radio-wise, went out and helped put a, we dug a hole and put a mast pipe in the ground so that one of our fellow hams, W2HTO, I believe, Reef is his name, moved into a new house, can get an antenna up. And when I say we did that, that pretty much means that Ron did all the work and I handed him tools. KB at L&K, thanks. That's all I got. Everybody have a great week. Nick, sounding good. Thanks to everybody here tonight. KD8SLG back to net control.
All right, thank you, Nick. The K8QKO, the WWK repeater. And yeah, I'm pretty sure whenever we did something and Nick's involved, it is Nick was there while somebody else did something. Much like when we, as in Nick, built his dipole. So that's just how it goes. We all know that's how it works. But we appreciate Nick, and we appreciate all the work that's out there. And he is the only just Nick on the repeater. We got you down there for Charlie and Delta, sir. And next we go down to KD8 EPC Dustin. What do you have for us this evening, sir?
QKO and the Beacon Net. This is KD8 EPC. Well, good evening, Nick. Before I forget, I'm going to go with Charlie for the first one and Delta for the second one, because Cornwaldo-me answers are always the right answer. Otherwise, Browns won today with 5 seconds left in the game, so that's always good when the Browns win on a Sunday, especially against the Steelers. Otherwise, I don't have a whole lot for you. As Nick just said, I will not be here Wednesday night. We'll probably be checking in from the festivities I will be at, and I will have several third-party traffic, so that should be good. Otherwise, we'll catch you Wednesday on the Boredom Breaker Net. I will be there. So otherwise, if we don't catch you before, have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we look forward to hearing you again there down the log real soon. With that, this is KD8 EPC, turning it back over to net control, 73.
All right, thank you, Dustin. Got you down there for Charlie and Delta. Okay, we'll go through this again. This is KD8QKO and the WWK repeater. And we have gone through our list of check-ins. We have gone through our Beacon Net crew. We're at the bottom of our list. If there's anyone out there that would like to check into the Beacon Net before we get our trivia answer read to us, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
KE8QFT, recheck.
Go ahead with your recheck, Brett.
I figured it out. It was something minor. I told the cat to get back up here, and whatever you did, you put it back the way it was, and meow. And the next thing I know, here we are.
Fantastic, Fred. You know what? I think every company in the world should replace their IT crew with cats, because that would probably solve a whole lot of problems. Unless, of course, they leave the keyboards close enough for the cats to walk on, because that would also cause more problems. The way it goes, I suppose. All right, thank you, Fred. Got you in there, and glad your equipment's working correctly. Are there any additional check-ins for the Beacon Net? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Gone through a pretty good number here. We're going to go back up to our trivia masters and get our answers read for us. So let's go up to K8QWE, Mike, and get our primary question answer read for us. Mike, take it away.
Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo. Okay, the question is, what is the difference between DPD and DBI in regards to antenna gain. A, DVD is for digital broadcast and DVI is for international broadcast. B, DVD is a fictional antenna measure and DVI is for isotropic antennas. C, DVD compares an antenna gain against a dipole, and DVI measures a perfect unidirectional antenna. And D, they are both the same. The truth of the matter is, it is C. Actually, this was discussed at the Sarah Club. Yeah, when you look at a DVD, you have to add about, I've heard 2.4, I've heard 2.5 dB of gain. And an isotropic is a nice antenna in third, but there will never, ever be one. So the answer is C. So with that being said, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great night. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Whiskey Echo, back to KE8 QKO. See you, folks.
All right, thank you, Mike. Another fine question for the another fine trivia question for the net. Next, let's see, KI5DIY. Alan, how you doing, sir? And what is your answer for the net this evening?
KI5DIY is the net. And yeah, interestingly enough, A ran away with it, by the way. I'll read the question here. Which of these personal belongings of Albert Einstein is stored in a lockbox in New York? Was it A, prototype camera lens set used to show light anomalies? Was it B, his eyeballs? C, never published documents that Einstein wrote to try and prove there was humanoid life on other planets? Or D, Einstein's family tree that showed he was fourth cousins to Colonel Cornwaldo Bean? Well, interestingly enough, Albert Einstein did invent 5 years before Kodak invented the Super 620, Albert Einstein received a patent for a camera which could automatically determine aperture and exposure to a photograph. Aperture being the correct light that is needed for a lens to take a picture. However, that is a diversion because light anomalies have to do with things that are strange lights in the sky, or when people chase ghosts, they see light anomalies. So if you picked it, we're wrong. Please stand by. And secondly, that came into place with C for his theory on humanoid life, which if you selected C, yes, you were wrong. It was actually B, his eyeballs. Albert died in 1955. And Dr. Thomas Harvey, he removed his brain, but he also took his eyes out and he gave them to a guy named Henry Abrams, and Henry Abrams is believed to have locked them in a safe deposit box somewhere in New York City. So here you go, KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. So I didn't get any questions right this evening, but that happens. It happens to all of us. I appreciate the questions. Thank you, Mike and Alan. Okay, so we're at the bottom of our list. We've gone through our list of check-ins. We've gone through our list of net control stations. We've got the answers to our trivia read. And this is KE8QKO in the WW camera repeater, opening up for one more round. I say again, one more round of check-ins for the BeaconNet. If there's anyone out there who would like to check in the BeaconNet, before we close it down, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Usually I get one more check-in, but I got none this time, so I'll take it as it is. And I will say, on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8QWE, ABNMO, KE8VZA, KD8SLG, KD8EPC, K8VKA, and K8YUK, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us again on the next edition of the BeaconNet every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where and only Nick will be running the net on the WWKR Allstar Node 4496 and Echolink WWKY-R. You're welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WWKR repeater, every morning at 7 a.m., except for Sundays. Also, don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
PC is listening on 3.9.
KD8EPC, this is KE8QFT.
What's going on, Uncle Fred?
Well, I had the radio in the, not the memory thing, but what's the other one? Golly. Anyway, I fooled around with it. It works.
There you go. You had it in VFO instead of memory, and you didn't have everything set up. I see. Well, at least it's working now.
Oh, it was the cat that did it. Hi.
Well, there you go. It was the cat that did it. Yeah, I just got home here a little bit ago. Missed the first half of the net almost. So there you go. I was out driving around checking out some Christmas lights. Not a lot up yet, but another week or two they will be.
I talked to just plain Nick on D-Star. He tell you about that?
Yeah, he was telling me he got you in the 275 there, so that's cool. You're finally figuring it out.
But he had a guy down in Florida connected to that reflector, or repeater, whichever you call it. And then just Nick dropped off, and he had me connected there. And linked, I guess, is the right terminology. And the fellow down in Florida, well, he couldn't hear me.
Huh, that's interesting. You may have to register your call sign on D-Star. If you haven't done that already, there's a place online to register it. Otherwise, it won't go through the internet and go to links unless you register your call sign in there.
Well, I did, and it recognized that I registered my call sign, but I'll work on it a little bit more this coming week. My part-time job gets in the way of a lot of stuff, but what the heck. All right, well, nice chatting with you, and I hope your back is doing better, and I'll be in touch with you. 73 for now. KE8QFT.
All right there, Uncle Fred. Well, good to hear you out there, and if you need a hand with that, you just let me know. So I'll say 73 to you for now. Have a great night, and we'll catch you down the log.
W8WKY.
This is KD8EPC, and I'm going to be clear.
W8WKY. W8WKY. W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.
Just put a quick call out. Good morning from the United Kingdom. I'm Zero, Golf Echo Tango. The name is Paul, and workshop in Nottingham in the United Kingdom. Anybody about? It's early hours of the morning in the UK.
KJ5DCP calling KG5DOH, Larry. KJ5DCP calling KC5DOH, Larry. KJ5DCP calling CQ.
Station on, go ahead to Kilo Bravo 5 Victor Delta Bravo. The name on this end is Ron. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was over on 147.060, and I was talking to KG5DOH Larry, and anyway, he said that this one was occasionally one that he jumped on. So anyhow, this is KJ5DCP Kilo Juliet 5 Delta Charlie Papa. I'm mobile, just headed back through on the northeast side of Tulsa right now.
W8WKY.
Well, welcome to ham radio. I've been a ham now for 31 years plus, and I've had a great time all of that time. Got to do a lot of things as a ham that I wouldn't have gotten to do otherwise, but the Claremore repeater that you're on right now probably is one of the busiest in the area. We have a net there each and every day that starts at 12 o'clock noon Central and runs for about 2 hours. It's called the N5XQK Daily Memorial Border Breaker Net. It started as a health and welfare net back in 2020 when the government said we weren't safe unless we were locked into our houses. A guy named Johnny Renfro, N5XQK from Bartlesville, came up with the idea to have net, got permission from the Rogers County Wireless Association to put that net on in the middle of the daytime on a 2-meter repeater. Let me let this drop. We started on the 3rd of April of 2020, and it's gone each and every day since. We're over 85,000 check-ins that we've had on that net. To do that, we've talked to, I think 41 or 4,200 different ham radio operators, talked to someone in all 50 states, one of the U.S. territories, that being Puerto Rico, and about 37 or 38 foreign countries. Go ahead.
Is it just because you're linked up kind of like a digital link?
Well, this repeater has Echolink and Allstar hooked up to it all of the time, and And then, yes, we're hooked up to hubs all over the place, repeaters and hubs, just about everywhere you can think. Go ahead.
Oh, man, it sounds great, like you're coming in really, really clear. Yeah, I've had my ham radio license for about a month, maybe close to a month and a week or whatnot, and I was just trying to explore the airwaves a little bit.
Well, the repeater for this is up on a tower at Rogers State University there at Claremore, and it's got a pretty good footprint by itself, and then we've got everything hooked via the internet into the other modes.
I live in Seminole, and we have a couple of amateur repeaters there, but man, they are quiet.
Well, that's the thing about repeaters. You've got to get people on them to make it interesting. The more people you get on it, of course, the more people are going to join in. And, that's the purpose of having a repeater, is to make a connection with new people and make friends and have fun.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get your call sign. This was Ron or Roy?
It is Ron, Romeo Oscar November, and the call is Kilo Bravo 5, Victor Delta Bravo. I'm in Broken Arrow.
I wish I would have had my ham radio license during the pandemic. That would have been quite a whole lot more fun.
Well, we were pretty lucky that we did have someone come up and request, service from us as far as delivering groceries or something like that to the people that couldn't get out. But we've had a lot of fun. We've met a lot of people. We have people that check in each and every day, and to them, they tell us that this is the one thing that they look forward to each day.
Sir, the gentleman I was talking to on the other frequency, the 660 frequency, he was saying that he leaves his on all day long and he doesn't really get out of the house much.
This is a really good bunch of people. Twice a year they hold a dog and burger burn. They do not require that you're one of their club members. They don't even require that you're a licensed ham radio operator. You can just show up and they'll provide the dogs and the burgers, and you bring your own seating and soft drinks and just wanting to get along and meet new people. So anyway, they do that twice a year.
Yeah, I think the repeaters are a lot busier in the, whenever they're right outside of a larger town.
True, but something I found is that a lot of the smaller towns like that, they have 4 or 5 people that get on the repeater and talk, and that's the way they want it. They don't really go out and invite new people to check in, or if someone does check in that they don't know, they kind of are standoffish a little bit.
Are you familiar with anybody in the club in Ada, Oklahoma? They have a Tuesday 7 o'clock check-in, and that seems to be a pretty friendly group of guys. I can barely get in from where I'm at.
Oh, I don't know anyone down there, but we do have a guy from Ardmore that checks in with us each day. His name is Butch. I don't remember if he's called right
right off, but we have a lot of people now because of the different ways of being able to check in. They check in with us a lot. We have a Tuesday night meeting here on the Claremore machine. It's also at 7 o'clock. On the second Saturday of each month, they usually meet in place. A lot of times they'll build antennas or test antennas, or people might have bought kit radios and they put those together, or they just have a good time when they're together.
Do you find a lot more people on the dual band type stuff, or do you find more on the HF in your, I guess, experience?
I started out on 2 meters and 70 centimeters only, and I got into it because of the weather thing. We've got a repeater system, the Tulsa Amateur Radio Club's link repeater system that it covers about 50,000 square miles from I-35 to the east, from the Kansas border, pretty far south. There's 15 repeaters altogether is linked into it. They have 3 repeaters in Arkansas that are tied into it, and it's the primary Skywarn net for the Tulsa area. So that's pretty busy, and it took me, I guess, 11 or 12 years before I actually upgraded to general. And I did that at the threat of my daughter. Both my daughters are licensed, and my oldest daughter called and said that she had just passed her test to upgrade to general, and she knew I had an HF rig sitting here in the house. If I didn't upgrade myself, she was going to come steal my radio.
Yeah, nothing like the loss of an expensive radio for motivation.
W8WKY.
I've been on HF a few times, but with the digital capabilities now, it's hard for a lot of people to realize that you can get worldwide coverage from usually nothing more than a handy-talkie with all of the hookups on Echolink or internet, things like that.
I'm on like I said, an FTM 500DR, and I guess it's got some type of a Wires X system or something that I've not messed with.
Well, the Wires X system is a Yaesu creation that allows 2 meters and 70 centimeter radios to be tied into the internet. So it's fun. A lot of people don't like it because they don't consider it true HF, but if you start coming up and saying, well, it's not HF, then you're not going to have fun with it.
Do you have a particular digital platform that you like, or that you find is more popular than any of the others to make it easier to connect?
I've got some DMR stuff, and I don't have any fusion. I mean, I'm on a Yaesu radio. I can hook the wire stick to it and switch over to fusion, but Rogers County Wire Association's already done that. They got a bridge for
Bonjour, moi c'est Benjamin Tessier, j'ai 14 ans et je suis du plongeon.
Dans la connexion, je veux que les bras bougent pour chercher.
Good.
Mon coach est Devin Butters. Il est quand même assez sérieux. Il regarde tous les petits détails pour qu'on devienne meilleur.
Les bras, ils reviennent juste un peu à la fin. On est capable de voir la direction ici. C'est juste sur la ligne. Ça pourrait être un peu plus haut.
Je m'appelle Devin Butters. Je suis l'entraîneur-chef de plongeon l'envol, puis je suis entraîneur sur l'équipe nationale junior.
Bonne direction, haut, rapide, ouvre tôt.
La première fois que je l'ai rencontré, on s'est bien entendu, puis on a fait des liens quand même assez forts.
Lui, il aime ça beaucoup, les animés. Puis moi, quand j'étais jeune, j'ai adoré ça aussi. Lui, il aime ça la musique, je suis musicien. Il y a plusieurs choses entre nous qui nous rejoignent.
À la fin, c'était comme une fierté.
La direction est quand même bonne. La seule chose, c'est que juste à la fin, la tête est en train de descendre juste un peu.
Benjamin, c'est un athlète qui est très le fun à coacher parce que j'ai jamais besoin de lui convaincre de faire quelque chose. C'est toujours lui qui veut se pousser pour apprendre le prochain plongeon ou de faire la correction.
Les corrections, c'est bien. C'est plus vite, c'est plus dur. C'est encore un link short.
Qu'est-ce que j'aimerais accomplir plus tard, c'est aller aux Jeux olympiques puis peut-être gagner.
Ce gars-là a tellement beaucoup de talent, là, il va pouvoir tout faire.
Quand le corps il tourne, les bras ils restent pointés à point d'entrée.
Parce que Benjamin et moi, on a le soutien financier de Petro-Canada. Il n'y a pas une limite de qu'est-ce qu'on peut accomplir niveau financier. Il n'y a pas un camp d'entraînement ou une compétition qu'on a besoin de dire non.
The Bond, brought to you by Petro-Canada. For Petro
What does it cost to save a DC-3? Oh, folks,
W8WKY.
Today's June 1st, 2019. 5 days to go. Episode 151 of Plane Savers. Good morning, everybody. It is Air Show Saturday, big day here. The music hasn't started, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, quick walk around. Jay is back. Jay's going to get around here around noon. With the traffic and everything, he's probably going to get here around, I'd say, 3-ish, I would say. Bobby's got his coffee. He's happy.
The airplane's going to be flying by then, Jay. Get down here.
Yeah, it's going good, folks. It is a nice day. The sun is peeking out, and as you can see, the school is full force. So, I guess if you're watching this, the air show's already over for the day, so hopefully we'll see you. Uncle Ronnie and Coco, our guard dog. Coco's sniffing for airplane parts. That's what they're searching for. And yeah, so yeah, I think today what I'll do is I can show you guys around, show you the different aircraft that are here, and then when Jay's here, we'll sit down with Jay, ask him some questions, what he thinks. I'll do a debriefing with him with all the paperwork I've done, and then I'll get him to interpret the paperwork for you guys. And Benjamin, William, a huge thank you to these guys. These guys are here literally all night.
Ben au plus ça tu peux l'enlever puis t'es pop juste après.
Night shift's over, Ben?
Yeah, night shift's over.
Time to go to sleep.
What time is it, William?
It's I think it's tomorrow. It's today.
Tomorrow.
Actually, it's today.
It's the air show day.
Yeah, air show day. Nice. Can we get the view?
The view of the TV. Yeah. With the antenna almost ready to be installed.
Good night. Ciao. Bye for now, like Bobby said.
Morning. Good morning.
Day shift starting.
Morning shift.
Morning shift, yeah. Go. Hurry. Go.
We got night crew, day crew, morning crew, all-time crew. So thanks, guys. William shaved. He's got a wedding to go do tonight. I don't know who the lucky lady is, but we'll hopefully find her at some point today. So William's going to be handing out roses. Benjamin?
Yes. I'm making myself a coffee.
Well, the world wants to know, how do you make your coffee? What do you do?
Oh, 2 milk, because the legend says it's better for the teeth.
2 milk, no sugar?
No sugar.
Bobby, what do you do?
As much cream as I can get. Black coffee.
I'm usually one cream, 1 sugar, or 1 black, or just black. Looking good. Stella likes her coffee.
I ordered a mocha, they gave me a regular.
Oh, Stella is gonna have a bad day.
As usual, Benjamin lost something.
Yeah, because he's running around everywhere, you know.
That's what happens when you do everything.
This is his stuff, you know. That's probably, oh, look. This is Bobby's place.
Bonjour, bonjour.
It's all organized.
Touche pas. Touche pas. Touche pas tools.
And as you can see, there's a lot of people around, lots of different aircraft. There's a lot of action going on. And it's still coming in, so it's very great. You can see Benoit here, ready to go, the CF-100. And there's a secret. Pierre doesn't own a llama. He owns a vehicle like this. And he's very proud of it.
Hello, everybody. We're right in the mix of the air show. It is a lot of stuff going on here. C-Series, giving her